Hey, hi, how's it going? I am about as tired as a freshly fallen tree in a forest. I just want to lay there like a log and take a nap. It is almost 5 o'clock and I am drinking an iced coffee to get through the rest of the day. I got a few more hours before I can go to bed and I'm gonna make it. But I am so tired. You know, just one of those days you just wake up and you just feel really tired. That's today. So, a couple little things. I've got a couple things we're gonna do. I've got some planting we're gonna do. I need to move a hosta really badly. I also killed a plant, so that needs to come out. I didn't kill it on purpose. It died because it had too much water. Let me show you. So the fountain area isn't that insane. That petunia, the bubblegum petunia, it is just one single petunia. It's insane. It's psychotic. This is why I love the bubblegum petunias, because they just, one plant does that, versus like, those do really well. That's also one plant. That's a lot of plant. That's a big plant. That's the super petunia, I think it's a Vista Paradise. I really think bubblegum needs to be in its own category, because that is one plant, and that is one plant. Well, all of those, the pink blooms are one plant. You can see it's barely able to compete in there. Anyways, all of this is hooked up to irrigation. The fountain is hooked up to irrigation. And then we have irrigation over in the side yard over here, which is all Super Petunia Vista Paradise. That looks so good with the green. Well, there's so much irrigation that one of them bit the dust, which is fine, because at least it was one at the end. But all of these plants, any of their like overflow water, there is a slit right there. And so it overflows. And so this is kind of a wet corner. So this is my first year growing anything here with all of this, with the patio here and everything. So this was a learning curve. It's a wet corner. I know that now. Next time I need to plant things that can handle a lot more moisture. It seems like the ground's not drying out there. So I just need something that can handle just wet. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that. I saw the decline. I just figured it's already on its way out. There's no saving it. It's too wet there. So we're gonna pull it now that she's nice and crispy. We're also gonna move this hosta. I thought that I could have it here for another year. Turns out no, I cannot. So I'm gonna cut back all of the leaves that are burnt on it, and then I'm gonna dig it up and we're gonna move it. Super unfortunate, because it is so established and it is huge, but it just gets too much sun. Such a bummer. I think it gets more sun now with that privet tree gone in the side yard. I think it's getting way more sun now. So I don't know, maybe I'm making that up, but I don't remember it burning like this. Also, the hydrangea is starting to burn back there too. So this is why I don't like this lace cap one, because it looked cool for a minute, but these blooms are about to fade and the blooms don't do anything cool. And sometimes they just get crispy. So it's really pretty for a minute in the spring, but I don't know if I want to dedicate this much space to it. I'm not doing anything until this fall with that space. So I came back here to get the shovel, and I think I'm going to tuck the hosta in here. It's a pretty shaded area, so it should be pretty happy there. It actually won't really get any sun at all, so it should be extremely happy there. I just don't know how I'm going to show you. We're probably going to have to get up real close and personal, like, be extra cozy today. I came back here for the shovel. That hosta gave me a run for my money. It is not pants weather anymore. It was cloudy. It is cloudy. So I thought I could get away with pants. It's cloudy with a chance of like 92 degrees. So it's not pants weather. But hosta came out. That root ball was huge. It was getting less water in that area than I would have liked it to get. Let me turn this off. So rude. it was getting less water than I would have liked it to get. So the root ball is a little bit dry. So when I go plant it, I'm going to make sure that I do plant it nice and in a good size hole. And I'm going to make sure that I water it in, because back there where it's going is already kind of a wet area anyway. So this will be so much happier there with a little bit more moisture. I did want to say I got a new pair of Snips. These ones are, they were sent to me. They're by a brand called Milwaukee, and a company called East Fork just sent these out to me, and they sent out this little terracotta pot. Isn't that cute? So this one is, the pot is made in England by a company called Witchford, and they're frost proof. So if you live in a really cold area, these would be good for you. But look at the pattern that's on there. I told them this is the one that I wanted. And then they also included these Snips. I have never used like high quality Snips before. So these are from Japan, and like Japan has like the best steel. So I used to do hair for a living. I still do it on Fridays, just to like socialize a little bit. And the shears that you wanted the shears from Japan, because the steel was incredible and it makes cutting hair like butter. And so these ones are steel from Japan, I think, but I'm guessing that these are like steel from Japan. They're made in Japan, and that's like the best steel that you can get for like cutting, especially for cutting hair. I've always bought like the $9 Snips because they're like cheap and affordable, and I'm gonna just leave them out and whatever, and who cares if I lose $9 Snips. And I've been really good this last 2 years about not losing them. So I have 3 pairs of Snips in the greenhouse. I have the Corona AG4940s. I like those ones because they have a curved tip to them, and it makes like getting into plants a little bit easier. And then I have the Felco ones. I think they're the F22s. And now I have these Milwaukee ones. I was cutting those hosta leaves. I felt like I wasn't even cutting anything. Never in my life. The like cheap ones, they still cut. They do a great job. But this was effortlessly. So I'm going to put a link to these in the description down below. If you are somebody who cares about investing in tools, and you want a tool that is probably going to last a very, very long time, I'm going to recommend these. These were beautiful. These are more for like selective pruning, cutting hosta leaves, soft branched things, small branched things. This is not going around and like cutting big branches in the garden. This is like your more like delicate fine work stuff. These were amazing. Okay, the hosta is planted. I think that'll be a perfect spot for it. It'll kind of be like a little peekaboo plant. Plus that area is pretty heavy and green, so it'll be a nice little pop of blue. I did break my shovel, so that was my bad. This is fiberglass. It's the Spearhead spade. This is the small one. I love the small one. I also have it in the medium, or in the large one. Medium, this is probably a medium one. I have both. I love them both. The small one is my favorite because I can just kind of get into like super tight areas. I used it wrong, so that was my bad. I pushed it in the ground, and then I stepped on the handle to like push it down, and I cracked the frame, the fiberglass frame. So my bad. It's still pretty sturdy, so I'm still gonna use it, but she's a little busted. I still think the shovel is worth it. I will probably order another one. But as far as the hosta goes, you can see it right there. That is perfect. That will fill out, and that'll be a really nice pop of blue. And what's great is that's going to help fill out this area a little bit, because this was kind of like a weird dead area, and like this tree will eventually get over here, this tree will eventually get over here, but for the time being it's just like a hole. So there'll be like a little pop of blue until those trees can like figure their thing out together, which I am all for that little like hidden pop of blue in this bed. This bed is looking so good, by the way. So where that hosta just got pulled, I'm going to be planting somewhere impatiens. These are impatiens. I don't think they're sun patiens. It just says that they're New Guinea impatiens. I don't know anything about these. These are from a company called Danziger. They sent me out a bunch of impatiens, and we're gonna plant 4 of these. I think they only sent like 2 of each color. So I'm going to be planting the Sol Luna Prime Orchid and the Sol Luna Prime Peach, literally like kind of like complementing colors. I think those will be really pretty together. I don't exactly, it says that they're an annual. Both of these are going to get about 14 to 16 inches tall and 12 to 14 inches wide. And it says that these can handle sun or shade, and they mount early blooming process, and it produces a lot of colorful flowers, good for borders, and it's good for borders and a spectacular massed display or potted up in containers. So let's get these 4 planted. And they look pretty good. When these first arrived, you can see some of the like damage that's here. They did not look very good. They came during like a random heat wave that we got, and a lot of things didn't like the heat wave that we got. And these were in a box, and they did not like that. So I left them in our side yard, and now they have rebounded and they look so much happier. So I was waiting to show you guys these until they did rebound. But like this has put on like so much growth. Like from here up is all new growth, and this was like, it was just that, and it was very wilty and sad. So very happy that these have rebounded. So I'm happy that they rebounded, and this will be a nice little like pop of color when they start blooming over here. I think I'm gonna have to tell Brent to run some more irrigation over here, because I noticed where that hosta was, it was pretty dry. It could be that the hosta was just sucking up all the moisture, but there's irrigation, just it wasn't super close. So you can see, I'm gonna just kind of like go in wherever I can, but you can see the brown tubing. I'm gonna use my foot. Sorry, I've got plants in my hand. There's the tubing. So there wasn't really enough moisture in this area, I don't think. Also, whatever those things are, I can't even remember the name. I think those have spider mites, so I'm gonna pull those too. But these will be a nice little pop of green. I might go grab 2 more. They sent me a whole bunch of these, so if 4 of them doesn't look like enough, which I know 4 of them should fill out, but if 4 of them doesn't look like it's enough, I'm gonna go grab 2 more. Primrose, that's what these things are called. I think that's spider mite damage, which is weird because I don't actually see spider mite webbing on the back of those. Those are palm trees, but I'm just gonna pull these. I don't. These were just supposed to be an annual. They are a perennial for me, but I don't really like that, and they're obviously not thriving here, so they gotta go. those are all planted, and I am toasty. I did go in with 6 of them, so more than 4. The other ones are called light salmon, so that one kind of matches the color palette of the ones that are already there. We'll see who gets too much sun, who doesn't get enough sun. I will say, impatiens, sun patiens, the whole patient family, they are so dang finicky. It's not even funny. The amount of water that they need. If they like don't get enough water by like an hour, you would think that you have just told them that you're about to curb stomp them. They're so dramatic, like on the floor, full tantrum, and then you give them some water and like, sorry about the overreaction. So, I will still probably grow some next year, but I'm going to definitely grow way less than I'm growing. They also, for me, they can get sun. They just can't get that hot afternoon direct sun. Some of them are getting that hot afternoon direct sun and they wilt, even though they just got water, and then they come back once the sun gets off of them. They're just dramatic creatures, but they sure are pretty. I can show you the ones that I've got. So the ones that I've got are the ones right here in front of the greenhouse. Don't ask me the name. The plant tag is buried. Wait, I know there's a plant tag over here. These are the Sun Patient Compact Blush Pink. So these are impatiens. So I'm guessing the other ones are also. I'm guessing they're the same plant. I know nothing about them, but these are so pretty. These are the Compact Blush Pink. These are doing really well. These ones get more shade. They do get some sun. These ones get hit with the afternoon sun, so now I just leave this door open and it kind of like creates a little bit of shade and they do better. That one gets the most sun. You can see it's also the smallest. And then this section over here is now a lot of sun. This is, I think, Orchid Blush, and they're very small. They took a while to kind of like fill in this area. They're doing medium. They're doing fine. I like the other ones better, if we're being completely honest. That's just like I don't want to say it's a pop of color, because it's not really a pop, but it is just some interest. Coleus are doing a lot better. Finally, that one is dinky, and 2 red is all that's made it. So the sun is going down. Well, it's not really going down. Well, okay, that's a lie. It is going down, but there's also a ton of clouds that way. See that? So it's also clouds are that way. That's where the sun is setting. So it's getting dark here rapidly. So I think this is where we're going to say goodbye. Hosta moved, sun patients planted, dead petunia pulled, new pruners. What a day. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for visiting our garden. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.